How did Rogue end up joining the X-Men? At one point in time, Rogue had much malice in her heart. Mystique sent her on a mission as she hunted Carol Danvers and taking her powers away from her. This misdeed ended up taking heavy repercussions as Rogue absorbed more than just her powers. She absorbed her psyche. It ended up breaking her. This burdened her soul. As Mystique's heart was too hard for her, she ran to the X-Men as she could not find no resolve with Mystique. She was willing to put her faith in the X-Men, even though she used to be a thorn in their side, as she used to be one of their enemies. But she has no other way or no one to turn to, so she will rely on their mercy. But Professor X can't read her mind, and he can't tell if she's lying or not, because there's two personas within her, as Nightcrawler gives her a subtle jab of the atonement that she is taking at the moment. This prompts her to cry. She had to figure the strength to leave Mystique, even though she saw her as a mother, as she believes that the X-Men are the only ones that can give her some type of hope, even though they are enemies. While Kitty and the other X-Men try to justify their resentment towards Rogue, as they try to reason with Charles, saying that she is dangerous. Charles' compassionate heart believes that he should give her a chance, as he tells the X-Men to step outside. Charles and Lalandra have come to a decision, and they will give her a chance, but only as a acting member. And Storm is not satisfied, as she says no, as she reminds Professor X that she is the leader and she has a say-so. But in the meantime, Binary gets there and punches her so hard that she goes out of orbit, as Rogue knows that this was no setup, as the X-Men were just as shocked as she was, as she rushes back down to Earth with all her newfound power. But it wasn't good enough, or she wasn't fast enough, as Binary is used to these powers, as Colossus tries to calm her down and talk some sense into her, as all she wants is vengeance for what Rogue did to her. But Charles says, as long as she's under my roof, she has my protection. And with a bit of heartache, she asks, how can you defend her? Do you know what she did to me? As Storm says, this child has repented. My friends and I have forgiven her. Binary lashes out in fury as she says, how can you just take her side? As Rogue has no idea who she is, as she turns back into Carol Danvers. As Storm and the other X-Men say, if Rogue is gonna stay, we are gonna leave. This isn't right. Charles says, is that what we do? Are some more worthy than others? Who was it, Aurora, who told me Wolverine is an X-Men? Not because of his character, but because he had the potential to do good. Denying him because of his violent nature would rob him of his potential. Should we deny Rogue the same type of chance that we gave him? As long as there is breath in my lungs, I will not allow this. The X-Men agree, as he looks to Carol as she says, I cannot be so forgiving. She tore my soul and she took too much away from me. I cannot be so forgiving. As she resigns her role as an X-Men with a clear conscience, as they all understand her frustration and anger. They both have valid points, as Rogue joins them